Unbelievable.
All right, we're gonna get it started. All right, so Elite Capital. We here with Addison, one of the fund specialists. I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, Addison. But today we're going to be talking about creative financing and how it's trending going on in the world, and how we can use creative financing in order to build our portfolio and capitalize off of the real estate game right now. I have Anthony with me. I got Jason with me. Both are big parts of Elite Capital. And we want to grow, and I know you are the one to talk to when it comes to creative financing, talking about funding for deals, DCSR loans, and hard money. So we're definitely happy to have you on. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate it. It was very last minute, but you made it, and we're very grateful. So the first question I wanted to ask you before we get started is just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah. So I work for Life Changing Lending. I'm 26 years old, and I do all type of private loans. So if it's buy and hold, fix and flip, new construction, the idea is really to help investors find a home for their loans. Sometimes you can contact a direct fix and flip lender, but they're tied to the specific box of guidelines. And for example, let's say you're an investor, you have funds, but you just fix and flip. Your funds are never seasoned in your account, which means you use your funds right away and you hop to the next deals. Some fix and flip lenders need your funds to be seasoned for 60 days. So that specific lender wouldn't work for you and you need to find a different solution. So the idea really is to find a home for every single loan, whether it's just 100% financing, whether if it's new construction, or just like, you want to buy property, it's a great short-term rental. Your local DSCR lender might not be able to help you, but that's what we're here for. So that's really what we specialize at, finding a home for every single loan and a solution with creative financing. So we don't season funds. The idea really is to help, like I said, go outside the box and try to find guidelines that fit that specific investor situation. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I personally specialize only with business purpose loans, so I don't work on primary homes. So all the burn method, buy, rehab, refinance, and rent. That's what we do. A lot of new construction loans, commercial property, retail spaces. Like I said, it's really just to find the right loan for the specific scenario that the client is facing.
Okay, so what are the requirements for someone like that? Just say I'm just getting started in the real estate game. I want to grow my portfolio to just one. Do I have to have prior experience, or is this more of like you guys evaluate the deal, see if it's a good deal, and then you guys are open to funding that deal?
So it depends on the product, but overall, we don't need any experience. So let's say you just, you have the cash, you want to buy a property. DSCR loans are depending on credit score. So the higher credit score, the better terms you'll have. We can usually go up to 85% loan to value. We don't need the funds to be seasoned. So as long as you have the money in your account, you can literally get the funds right before closing and we can close on your loan. For fix and flip, if you want to buy a property, put some work into it, and then flip it or take out the equity afterwards with a cash or refinance, we can do it with zero experience. If you have a GC license, we can use your GC experience as an experience. So even if you've never been on title, never bought a property, we can go up to like 90% of the purchase price or of the total cost just using your GC experience, even though you never bought your own property. And then if you want max leverage at 100% financing, we can do first and second position loans. As long as you have 10% profit, meaning after the future value would take off your closing costs, realtor fees, interest payments of 12 months, we can go up to 100% financing with just 4 flips in the past 5 years. So if you ever done 4 flips, GC license is considered to be 2 properties. So if you have your GC license plus a partner with just two experiences, we can combine the experiences of a GC and your personal experience and get you 100% financing. For that, we do need a 680 credit score. But generally speaking, no experience is needed. We can get loan done for anyone, unless it's new construction. And then I would recommend getting a partner with some type of experience, even if it's just a GC license, that would be enough to help qualify for the loan.
What's the normal turnaround time?
I would say for fix and flip, actually, I would say for everything about 21 days. So once the appraisal's back, it takes 5 to 10 day closing. It really has to do with the appraisal. But we do pre-underwriting, so we ask for all the documents up front. When I say documents, I'm talking about your business documents or your LLC documents. Usually 2 months of bank statements. As long as the most recent bank statements have your funds to close, you're good to go. And then a copy of your insurance policy. Honestly, that's pretty much it, depending on the transaction type, if it's a purchase or refinance.
Will you all ever do desk appraisals based on the investor?
Yeah. So for the 100% financing program, currently we just require a BPO. So it's done by a real estate agent rather than a local appraiser. It's faster, it's cheaper. Usually it's like $350 to $500. And it takes like 10 days to get it done.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's good. Got anything for it, Jason?
What's funny is as a financial advisor, I'm over like, phew, separate field, man. You know, I'm over here teaching people about like retirement, and this is like way not retirement, but you know, it's a great way because they go and get their rentals or whatever they got to get. That becomes cash flow for themselves, which that's what a
Yeah.
lot of advisors won't talk about. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing my own fix and flip deals right now. I have one in Evansville, Indiana. It's about to be done. It's gonna be an Airbnb. So
mhm.
I bought it, fix and flip, refinance, cash out. I'm gonna start with the DSCR process literally, hopefully today. And I don't have to do anything. So as much as it sounds like a lot of work, financing obviously is easy for me because I do the back end, but that's the idea, to really help the client not have to worry about all the back end. We do it all for them. And also I have a management company that does all the work for me. You know, I'm gonna be paying 15% out of the income. So I'm literally going to a project with minimal funds, and I'm gonna be making money going to sleep without having to worry about anything. Because I'm not making any I'm not paying any monthly payments because the property is making those my monthly payments. That makes sense? As long as it cash flows, the way I look at it, I waited 4 years to invest my own funds. Even though I'm young, I started working very early, and I just saved money hoping that, you know, if I save money, it's going to help me. Now I'm realizing that all this time I could have invested this money to make more money. So really, as long as it's breaking even, the way I look, as long as it's breaking even, every single year rent goes up by 12%. So 4 years ago, if I invested, not only I would make more money per month, the property would appreciate, and I would be able to cash or refinance it now based on the current value. So it sounds like a lot of work, but it's not, especially if you have a good contracting team, you have a property management, you really don't have to do anything. All you have to do is get the documents going, and you make money going to sleep. You know, if you can make $1,000 a month after PITI for a property that cost you 100 grand, and you put maybe 10 to 20% down, that's pretty nice, you know, especially for the first year.
And what do you like about the short-term rental method, the Airbnb method?
So when I say Airbnb, now there's a lot of ways to do rent by room, like pad splits.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, big companies, need places to stay in. So what they do is you can put minimum 30 days on your Airbnb, and then pretty much you meet those travel nurses, you know, big corporate businesses that need a place to stay. I like it. It's way higher volume, you know, cash flow compared to long-term rentals. The one I'm doing for myself right now, I'm actually getting a lease signed for $2,500. Mind you, I got 100% financing for this property, $60,000 purchase price, 60,000 renovation funds, which is literally nothing. All I have to pay is $15,000 for furnishing, you know, post pictures on Airbnb. And let's say with the principal, interest, taxes, insurance, I have to pay management fees, all of that, I'm going to cash flow $1,000, $1,000 to $1,200 a month. And currently I haven't put any dollar into it. It was all loan. The only thing again, I'm going to have to put into it is just the furniture. See, if I'm going into a deal, spending $15,000, which probably I'm going to get back by the time I refinance it, and I make $1,000 a month. Why did I not do it this whole time? You know, this whole time I could have had, 10 of those and just made 10 grand a month, not putting $1 in. And obviously it has to do with specific project. You do want to find a deal that has equity in it. You want to find good properties. It's not magic, but if you find good properties with equity in them, you can make so much money and not have to worry about it. And Airbnb, not just Airbnb, Pat Split, Airbnb and Rent by Room, there's so many different ways of doing that. You can multiply, if not, I can't even explain the amount of cash flow you can make out of this small size. You would never think that a property in Evansville or, places in the Midwest can make you so much money, but they can, even though they're worth $100,000 to $200,000.
Okay, talk about that a little bit, because me and Anthony were just discussing doing a deal outside of our hometown. So we're located in Las Vegas right now, and we're thinking about going like more Midwest because the property value is different. Than you get a bang for your buck when it comes to a lot of different properties.
It's cash flow versus appreciation.
Exactly.
The markets, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was my thought. I would say I'm always been in the back end. I have never invested myself. But last year I decided that it's time for me to really invest. And my focus was cash flow rather than property appreciation, even though it's also great. I think that it's amazing to buy properties in big cities like, Vegas, Austin, Dallas. I still think it's great. But if cash flow is your focus, then I think the Midwest could be, a great solution. You can find off-market deals if you have good wholesalers, a good team there, and truly, again, get loans for 100% financing. Put $0 into the property. The only thing you really have to pay again is that if you want to list it on Airbnb, you're going to need to furnish the property. You're going to need to take pictures of the property. But other than that, you can go into a project putting $0 and then make $1,000 a month. And that's being conservative. I mean, I've seen clients that the 1007, the rental report is so high out of those cheap properties because they find creative ways of renting them out. So I think if you guys are starting to look into that market, just let me know. I have a whole team in Indiana if you want to look into that. And
what about like Louisville, Kentucky area?
Great.
Yeah.
Honestly, all those areas, I mean, keep in mind that the taxes are so cheap, insurance policy cheap, everything. The only really thing you have to figure out is to find a good management company that can help you rent out those properties. I've never seen mine. I never flew to see it.
What's the length of the loan? So doing it with the DSCR, like I'm imagining that's 6 months to a year, and then you're refinancing into another product. What does that process look like? And like how are you starting the Airbnb while still on the DSCR product, or are you switching over and then renting out Airbnb? Are there any like regulations or rules to having a certain type of loan and using STR?
So first of all, I would like to call it midterm rentals because short-term rentals might not be that great for big cities are great for short-term rentals, but those smaller areas, you might want to do midterm rentals. It depends on the specific market. So you want to find for example, where I buy the property, it has a university, so it could be good for midterm rentals.
Okay.
But just to make it clear, so you start with a fix and flip loan. It's 12 months loan, usually 12 months to 24 months. It's interest only and there's no prepayment penalty. So whenever you're ready, for example, me, I bought the property 2 months ago. It's ready to be rented. I'm going to have the tenant sign a lease. It's technically midterm rentals, but they want to sign for 24 months because the business is going to be there and they want to have the workers have a place to stay. So for example, in this situation, I'm going to refinance it to a long-term DSCR loan, which is a 30-year fixed loan. So I'm going for 12 months, interest only, no prepay, to a 30-year fixed loan. Without having to worry about obviously my income, my tax returns, pay stubs, none of that. The idea is the refinance will be based on my credit score and based on the property's projected income. As long as the property's projected income covers the expenses per month and my credit score is solid, I can qualify for the loan. Obviously, we're still gonna do a background check. You can't be some criminal getting a loan, but as long as you're a solid person, we don't care about your tax returns, we don't care about your pay stubs. So the process goes from providing the renovation budget, so to show the money that was spent into the property, getting an appraisal done. Once the appraisal's back, we're gonna go into underwriting, and based on the appraised value, the max LTV we can go for is 80%. So my idea is whatever I put into the property, which right now is just 15,000 into furnishing it, hopefully I'm gonna get the 15,000 over back and some money on top of it and refinance to a long-term loan. I'm gonna recycle the money that I take out from the equity and go put it into another project. So the next project I'm gonna go to also gonna be a BRRRR. It's gonna be a fix and flip, gonna refinance it to a DSCR, and then go on to the next. So that's the idea. That's at least, how I think a lot of investors are building their portfolio, and that's how I'm trying to build mine.
Awesome. And then what about multifamily? Do you guys do any funding for multifamily?
Yeah, so we do mixed use properties, and then for multifamilies, so if you want to buy an apartment complex, I'm doing right now in South Carolina, 24 units. For that one, max LTV is usually 75%, but we do allow seller carryback. So technically we can go up to 90% with a seller carryback. As long as you have 10% funds, don't need to be seasoned, no need for tax returns. Like I say, same thing, no income verification. As long as you have 10% put into the project, we can do a 30-year fixed loan, fully amortized for multi-units.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah. I got a deal I want you to look at right now. It's a motel deal.
Okay.
40 units, and it's in, what is it, Stockton,
Stockton.
California?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 100% vacant right now though, so we'll have to figure out how to structure that. But that's definitely something I want to send over to you for sure.
Does it need any renovation done, or is it ready?
Yes, it'll need a full renovation. I think they're asking 1.8, and it's gonna cost, it's like $1 million renovation, but the property's worth 3 million is, I think, rough numbers. Yeah.
And they're open to doing a seller carry on it as well.
Nice, okay. You would have to start with a fix and flip, and then would have to refinance to a long term.
Okay.
It has to be in livable condition to do a buy and hold. But either way, for fix and flip, the same thing, no income verification. I have to check if I sell a carryback. Usually the max seller concession is 6%, and we don't allow seller financing for fix and flips. I would have to check on that. But we don't season the funds, so technically you can have partners with you coming with the funds as long as they have the closing, we're fine. But yeah, I would love to take a look at it. Usually it's up to 75% off the ARV, so you should be more than fine on this one.
Okay. Well, cool. I appreciate it. How can we get how can our people find you? What's your social, or how can we get in touch with you?
So my number is 818-383-1937, and then best thing to do is if they reach out to you guys, get the form filled out, and then I can take care of them. And then we'll contact from there, go over the terms and see how we can get it done.
Okay, perfect. Well, I appreciate you on. I know it wasn't a long time, but it was a great time. So I appreciate you. Do you guys have any conclusions, questions that you have for?
No, I just need to copy what she did. That's all.
I like it.
Yeah, great information, Addison. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you guys. All right, we'll talk soon then.
All right, appreciate
Awesome.
you coming on.
Of course, thank you.
Awesome. That's some good information, man. So what you guys think about that?
Well,
That's
I know we're
perfect.
still being recorded, but yeah.
Good. I know. We're concluding. Thanks.
Yeah,
Well,
no, Addison definitely dropped some bombs. And it's just with the knowledge is power. Like that's like the direct, manifestation of that idea of understanding that you have these options to get into something with no money down and be able to create cash flow. And, that's that long-term generational wealth. And being open, like I don't think enough investors are open to investing out of where they're at. Like right here in Vegas, I brought up like the appreciation versus cash flowing markets, and you're not you're not buying rentals in Vegas to retire. Like it's never going to happen. But if you're an Addison, you buy 20 properties in Evansville, Indiana, you're cash flowing $20,000 a month. Putting 10% down for capital expenditures, and like you're good. You can go hang out in Tulum or whatever. Yeah, awesome information.
Yeah, but I think that taking those different type of creative routes can help a lot of people. Most people think that they got to start with a lot of money, and there's so many different routes and so many different strategies that you can use to at least get started. I love the fix and flip method. I love that they don't really have those hard barrier to entry when it comes to getting financing. And she even explained that they'll do 100% on some of those deals, depending on uh, the deals and the property. So yeah, I think this was a very valuable session for sure.
I mean, yeah, really, she said, I believe she said if you have four fix and flip deals, they'll do up to 100%. And at
Right,
the end of the day, all you really have to do is find a partner that's done 4 deals. You can
right.
find someone that's done 4 deals, partner with them, get into this kind of project, split whatever profits.
Partner to profit. Go
Partner to
ahead.
profit.
Break it down for them, man. Let them know what partner to profit is, man.
Yeah, you find the people that are, have the keys that you're missing, and you get them to help you unlock the doors. It's pretty straightforward. In this case, if I was a guy that had the money, or, and in this case, 100% financing, you only have to take care of the initial construction, because you're going to have draws for the construction process, and then furnishing if you're doing the Airbnb. After that, or midterm rental. I'm kind of confused whether she's doing midterm rental. I think we kind of swapped the short term versus midterm terminology.
Right, right. No, but short term, that the terminology is important because it's a demographic in a way. Like you got students that student housing where people are near certain universities. You got nursing where you got these temporary nurses that come in and they fly out within the first like 6 months or whatever. So it's a it's a different type of, and military as well. Like our construction
Military, and I mean,
as a
what I was
market
thinking
for
of is
sure.
it's construction workers, like these big
Construction
contracts
work.
that happen, like being able to tap in. Okay, where are you all going to be setting up your next job? And let me go ahead and buy an Airbnb right in that area, or buy a midterm rental, fix and flip something, get them right into it. Like you can get super creative on how you want how you want to knock stuff like this out. You call a contractor, yeah, you call a contractor and tell them like, hey, like, do you mind hooking me up? Like, let's go ahead and get you all housing. I don't know. My brain's wandering with all the different ways you could
Man,
work
there's so
it.
many different ways that we can skin it right now. But yeah, we definitely gonna keep it going. Jason, if you want to tell them a little bit about our coaching program, the things that we offer as far as in partnering the profit, partnering with us the profit even. So there's a lot of different ways. I'll let Jason go down a list for you guys and see how you guys can work with us or Addison.
Yeah. Now again, I don't have the pricing, so you'll probably have to link that down below. But as far as coaching, I mean, you could talk about this as well, but if anyone's ever played sports, sometimes they just need someone that can see the entire picture versus the person that's just right there actually playing, right? So you are the player in your financial game. Sometimes you need someone that can see the entire picture to help you see what you're not seeing, help you see what your strengths are and where your weaknesses are, so that way you can always progress. Same thing with coaching. Now, this is going to be, money coaching, mindset coaching, everything that's needed for you to be able to build your wealth. So, we offer that. So we'll probably need a link somewhere wherever that is. I don't know. Is that below Anthony in this case? Um, um, and then of course, we have different other programs where, if you just want to learn on your own time, you don't want to coach yet, but you just want to learn, we have some of those programs as well. With yours truly, me, speaking and making sure that things make sense. Um, and then of course, all of us, we just want to be able to partner to profit. We want to make sure that everybody, they don't feel like they are indirectly discriminated against, right? It's not about how much you have right now. I mean, for some of the deals, maybe it is, but if you're still trying to build your wealth, there is no right or wrong way. The wrong way is just to not do it. The right way is to take a step, take action, do something today, start today, fix your mindset, put your money somewhere, right? And the other thing that was, as you guys were talking, I was thinking, I was like, why is it that we're so conditioned to make $100 make us 10% instead of making $10 make us 100%?
We're
Exactly.
making no dollars,
Make
make
100%.
money. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the thing. Like,
Well,
if you
Yeah.
tell me, hey, I don't have to come out of pocket to make some bread, I'm on it.
And get
Let's
in the
do
real
it.
estate game and have access to property, and not only the property but the information. Like, once you get in the game and you get to learn so much and talk to so many different people, like, it's a lot of the creative financing strategies that I didn't know until I got to speak with Addison or got into the mix with you guys. So it's really about proximity, getting in the areas, positioning yourself for greatness, and partnering to profit, because leverage is everything. And that's the only way that you win in this game, and the only way you win in life. So if you're reaching for those heights, if wealth and financial freedom is your ultimate goal, then you need to get in the mix. You need to get in those rooms, and you need to get the knowledge that you need to level up and not make mistakes. And that's what we do as a unit, just giving out information and helping people that are serious. So yeah, man, that was a great session. Let's tune in for the next one next week. Money Market Mondays, we coming again every week. Make sure you guys tune in. Yes, sir.
Awesome.